Okay, everybody, welcome back. Now we have left off. We just finished our first day of journalizing. So now we are finally moving on to the 16th of June. So, what has happened here? We're still setting up the store. Okay. So, what was the first thing I did?
Establish a petty cash fund for the amount of 500.
Mhm. And who is responsible?
And responsible is the caser or the manager.
Okay, so it says that you are the responsible to keep good track of the petty cash lockbox. Okay, so in this case, how do I establish a petty cash fund?
By writing a check.
By writing a check. Okay. All right. By writing a check.
Debit petty cash.
Debit. Debit petty cash and credit checking. Now, what is my petty cash account?
10,200.
10 200 and checking is 10 100. All right, how much is going to be my total amount that I'm writing this check for?
500.
500. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to where? Checking.
The check register.
The check register, okay. All right, how much is my amount?
500.
And who am I going to write the check out to? So in this case, who is going to be the check written out to?
Made payable to the coffee cafe or to the managers.
It's going to be directly to the manager, but in this case, you know, all of us have different names. So I would write, you could just write the petty cash. Obviously, in real life, you wouldn't write a check to the petty cash fund. It'd be whoever's going to be cashing it out and placing the money into the cash fund for. So in this case, I don't have a specific name because I said you are responsible. So I'm just going to go ahead and write petty cash fund or just to the petty cash, right? All you need to know is that you need to make sure that that is going to be whoever is responsible. So if it's you, it's your name. If it's Bob Mason, you write Bob Mason. If it's Irene, it's Irene. Okay? But in this case, it says you are responsible. So I'm just going to write petty cash fund there or petty cash. All right? So how do I finish up my journal? Say that again?
I'm thinking it's petty cash, but it's already self-explanatory there. The petty cash, initial cash, petty cash lockbox.
All right. What's my check number?
15, 16,
Was it 1516?
15, 14.
1514. No worries. Okay. All right. So, what do we need to do next?
You have to pull out the 300 cents you put the fund on the register. out from the petty cash 500, you have to pull out the 310, is that what it says here?
No, no, no,
No?
no, no. This is a completely separate scenario. What were we supposed to do first?
Oh,
Ledger.
oh, I'm sorry.
Ledger.
We need to go to our ledger. Yes. Yes, that's a completely separate, different transaction. No worries. Okay, so it's assets. So your checking account is going to be page 1, but your petty cash could be anywhere on page 2 or page 3, depending on. It should be page 2 or 3. And so petty cash.
Below the checking.
Okay. So in this case, are we doing petty cash first or are we doing checking first?
Gotcha.
All right, right. I want to make sure that you guys don't forget the account after placing it into the checking. So we're going to first do petty cash first for June 16. All right, what's my note here? Or my item?
Initial,
Say that again?
initial petty cash? No?
We could say establish,
Establish.
right? What's my post reference?
5, CJ5.
GJ5 General Journal 5. And what is my debit going to be?
500.
For $500, making my debit balance to be 500. Okay. Then I gotta go to my checking in the middle of checking. Yes. $16. What am I going to place in my item here?
Check number.
Check number 1514. Right. Post reference.
5.
General Journal 5. Debit or credit?
Credit.
Credit for.
500.
So that means now we're dropping. Our bank is becoming very low. It's now at $1,799.92. Okay. Do we need to go to the subsidiary ledger for this?
No.
No. Again, this is another internal transaction. Okay. So, what has happened next?
Set up a cash register to always have at least the start of each morning.
Mm-hmm.
So a total of $310, and you set your store selling price list, sales tax at 8.25%.
Okay, hold on. So that's the set. That's. Let's go ahead and place the money in the cash register first. Okay, so here we need to have the cash register to always have $310 at all times. So what do we need to do?
Debit cash register for the 310 and credit petty cash 310.
But not cash register. Let's go look at that account again. What is it going to be?
Cash on hand.
Not cash on hand. Oh, that's a good one. Not cash on hand. Go ahead and look at your chart of accounts.
It should be 10,300.
10,300 cash in register. Okay. So in this case, this account's going to be cash in register. All right. And yes, we are going to be writing a check to it, right? So cash in register was 10,300. And my checking is 10,100. All right. And we're debiting it for 310 and we're crediting it for 310. All right. So it is up to you. Do you want to actually write a check or do you want to go to the bank and just cash it out? I mean, withdraw.
Better write the check.
Better to write the check. Okay, so Dennison says we should write a check. So check number 1515. All right. For how much am I going to write this check out for? 310. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say the boss should be in charge of this, right? Well, particularly, you want the boss to be able to take the money out and place it into the register. You don't want to trust your employee for that. So in this case, let's go ahead and write that the owner of the store is Mr. Bob Mason. Okay. So the check is going to go out to him. He's going to go to the bank and he's going to cash out the $310. Okay?
Question.
Yes.
So the petty cash is completely separate from the cash register.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking, when you asked about that, I thought you get the 310 out from the petty cash already to start your register.
Well, the petty cash, what does a petty cash fund do?
For some expenses.
For some expenses, right?
Yeah.
What does a cash register do?
What changes the customer? I think.
For changes for the customer. Now, can you combine the two?
No, I got that.
You shouldn't, because then what if someone decides to take $100 from the machine to go buy a bunch of stuff? Then you're gonna be out $100 and you can't give change to the customer because someone decided to take $100 from it. So technically, it's best to keep it separate for the reasons of being one is for the miniature expenditure, such as like maybe you had pizza delivered, right? You have to pay the guy a tip, right? Anything like that. Where the cash register is meant for just the customers only. All right. All right, so general journal, go back here. So what is my little entry going to be here? What's to finish up my journal? What's my description going to be?
Mason.
Say that again.
Mason.
Bob Mason? Okay. Okay, what else?
Cash register. No, it's already there. Initial.
Okay, what else?
Exam.
Check number 1515. Good. All right, and we reached the bottom of our 5th journal. Now, in this case, I don't need to draw a line here, and I'll show you why I do that. But in this case, there's no way that we can squeeze in another transaction in here. So we are fine here. All right, so now that I've completed my transaction here, where do I need to go?
Ledger.
You need to go to your ledger. Good. So again, now I think cash register is page 3. Or cash in register should be page 3. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and indicate here the 16. All right. What else do we need to include?
Oh, okay. In register, the check number.
Okay, check number.
And Bob Mason.
Okay? And then what else? Okay, I meant, what's the post reference?
5. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're still on 5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how much did I debit by cash in the register? 310. Therefore, making my debit balance be $310. Okay, good. Then we're going to go back to checking in the middle of it. All right, what are we going to place here?
Number 1550. About Mason.
Post reference number?
5. 5.
Mm-hmm. And how much are we crediting it for? $310. Dropping my account to be $1,489.92. Not doing so good now. We should hurry up and open up the store. Okay? Yes. Okay. So, now going back to our journal. All right. Now we can go ahead and look at what our selling of each item is going to be. So here we are going to be selling medium regular coffee, large regular coffee, medium supreme coffee, and large supreme coffee. So here are my price values that I'm setting. So these are my selling prices. Okay. And I'm also going to sell my ceramic coffee mugs in store for $6.99. Okay. We also going to be dealing with a wholesaler aspect, right? We have a sales representative named Albert, and he's going to be in charge of dealing with selling wholesale items. Okay, we're not selling to the. We're not going to have some. We're not going to do customers to sell outside the store. We're not going to have them sell our regular items. We're going to have them sell at wholesale prices. So meaning we're going to sell them, right? Coffee by the pound, as well as our ceramic coffee mugs. And we're going to give them a slight discount because it's wholesale, right? We're going to drop our price to at least $4.99. But these are the coffees that we're going to sell by pound, all right? Now, of course, with every pound of coffee, you can make about a lot of cups. So that's why our price value here is going to be reflecting differently, right? Because a medium regular coffee cup is not going to be consisting of 1 pound of coffee grinds. That's crazy, right? You probably might get a heart attack from drinking from that much coffee. So with that being said, these are the price values that I have listed, and this is what I'm going to be selling in store. These ones are going to be selling out, so off the store, out of the store, all right? Okay, and those are my price values. So with that being said, what happened on the 17th of June? What did we do here?
Company paid the LV remodeling for the foundation reinforcement and issued the check. You have to refer the
Okay, and where did we find that?
on the letter.
Yes. No. Which ledger?
Subsidiary ledger.
Subsidiary ledger is where we will find our information on every transaction that we're dealing with a customer or a vendor. So in this case, we're looking at LV remodeling. Oh, I think I missed it. LV remodeling right here for invoice number 1760. Here it is for 1560. And perfect, we made it right on time on the 17th. So, what are we going to do?
Go to the journal.
Go to the journal.
We're gonna debit, accounts payable.
Yes, we're going to debit the accounts payable. Good. All right. What else are we going to do? We're going to issue a check. So therefore, we need to credit our checking account. Okay. So if we've credited our checking account for 10, 10, 100, right? For what amount am I crediting it for?
The whole amount there, which was 1760?
That's the invoice number.
1560, I should say.
Yes.
1560.
1560 is what we owe. So 1560. Okay, therefore we need to also decrease our accounts payable by 1560. Okay. So where are we going to go first?
Issue a check.
Mm-hmm. All right. For how much?
1560.
1560. And to whom are we writing this check out to?
LG Remodeling Company.
LV Remodeling. Good. Okay. So let's go ahead and finish our description. So 1560. All right. So what am I going to write here? What's my description going to be?
And we remodel.
Mm-hmm. Check number 1516.
Before that, the invoice.
Yes, before that, the invoice. Good. Hold on. I lost my note. I lost invoice number 1760, comma, check number 1516. Good. All right. So where do I need to go next?
Liabilities account payable.
Liabilities accounts payable in your general ledger. Liabilities accounts payable. That should be page 17. Six 17. All right. How do I fill this out?
Invoice number and the check number.
Invoice number 1760, check number 1516. Right. Post reference.
35305.
General journal.
306. No.
Yep. General journal 6. Good.
So debit 1560.
Right. So now I've lowered my value or the amount that I owe. I lowered it by 1,015.60. Okay. So my new value is $13,945.89. Okay. I'm going to go to my assets under checking. So right in the middle of checking, what am I going to place here?
The check number.
Check number.
And, what was the name? LV remodeling.
Okay, what's next? Journal 6. And I'm going to credit 1560. So boom, I've already incurred that I went over my amount. So what you're going to do here is you're going to credit the 7008, right? But good thing that we have our little $9,000 protection plan. Remember when the bank approved our credit line? We have a $10,000 credit line. $9,000 is supposed to be for any discrepancies, or not discrepancies. When you write a check for too much, right? The bank will guarantee you to clear the check with the additional $10,000. So they give you a $10,000 protection fee.
Overdraft.
Overdraft. Overdraft protection fee. So we are okay for now as long as we don't go over the $10,000 additional overprotection fee. So what I'm going to do here is, just so that I don't have to re-erase or re-enter in my formula, I'm just going to actually white this part out, but still leave the formula in there because, again, the formula is still going to be the same. It's going to be your previous balance, okay, plus your debits minus your credit. So in this case, I'm just going to white it out. It does still exist there, but I've placed it on the credit side so I don't have to see those parentheses, okay? So at least it tells me here I am under by $70.80, okay?
08.
Okay, yes, you're right. 7008. Thank you. Right. Okay, so here we are not doing so well. We need to open up shop ASAP. All right. So, where else do we need to go before we go ahead and continue the rest of our transactions?
Subsidiary.
We need to update the subsidiary ledger. Okay. So here we're already at LV remodeling. Okay. So let's go ahead and fill this out. So 617. All right. What am I going to place in my notes?
Check number.
Check number, yes. So check number 1516. All right. Invoice number.
Invoice number 1760.
1760. Post reference. Yes. And we don't have any terms, no prepaid. We've already have the invoice amount. So all we're going to have to do is just do what?
Formula, you would end up
Don't worry about the formula. Just worry about what you're filling in here. So what did I do for this bill?
1560.
Yes, we made a payment of $15.60, right? If I were to pull that formula down, it would give me a negative $15.60, but that drops and brings my value to LV remodeling $0. I've made my payment for $15.60, right? Here, if I look at my accounts payable section, right? I owed $18.90, I owed $15.60, I made a payment of $18.90, and now I made a payment of $15.60. So now I'm at zero. I don't owe LV Remodeling anything. I'm done. Okay? So, with that being said, what has happened next? So, here we're on the 17th of June. So, what has happened next?
I will submit an order 101 for Creative Coffee Corner.
Okay.
There's an order number 101
Mm-hmm.
with items,
Okay.
coffee items,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with the corresponding amount of cost. I don't know. I don't know. I have to read every single thing here.
You don't have to. I'm just saying. Well, what's so important about this transaction right here?
This is going to be a sale.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
This is going to be a sale.
Well, let's look at it. It's an order. When is this order subject to be completed? The 19th of June. We are currently on the 17th of June. So, is the job being completed?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Let's see what happened though. Okay, that's it. So, with this piece of information, what can we do with it?
Put it in, hold on, let me go back in. The, purchase orders.
Okay, so not on our purchase orders. Okay, I'll give you a hint. What does Albert collect from us?
Commission.
Commissions. So let's go ahead and pull up that paperwork. So that should be under payroll for the worksheets. But in this one, it's going to be under employees. Well, technically, it's going to be under commissions. So here, to ensure that Albert actually does receive it, we also need to make sure that he completes the transaction. So in this case, the date we don't need to place in there because he's just doing an order. He's just submitting an order. So in case that person cancels, we can eliminate it from our piece of information. But we do know the customer's name, right? It's going to be Katie's Coffee Corner. Katie's Coffee Corner. Right? And we know right now we don't have an invoice number, but we do have a potential purchase order number, right? It's going to be 101, right? And how much is the sale amount going to be estimated to? To 1905, yes. So here, sales amount's going to be to 1905. So that is a potential sale that Albert may receive 10% commission on, okay? So when we actually deliver the item, we're going to place the date here. We're going to also calculate how much commissions he's actually going to make off of Miss Katie Coffee's Corner. But this is our way to ensure that Albert is successful with his sales, because ultimately that's our business right there. If he starts placing in a bunch of orders and he doesn't complete the sales, we're out the money, he's out the money, so on and so forth. So this is us keeping track of our sales that we do for Albert because he's doing the wholesaling side. Okay? So I'm keeping record for his sales to ensure that we actually make the sales. So in this case, I'm filling in all the information. Once I actually complete the once Albert completes the service, that's when I'm going to come back here and update everything for him. All right? But this is just us letting us know that an order has been placed and the estimated amount is going to be for the $219.05. Okay? So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go forth into our next transaction. So what has happened here? What has happened here?
The grand opening of the store where the store offers 20% discount on all sales.
Okay. So all of this is we're going to be receiving cash for our sales, right? Just all cash sales, all right? What items did we sell? And how much tax did we charge? How much discount did we take off? I've already made the calculations for you, okay? Just so then to save some time. However, this is what the receipt looks like. So here you sold a total of 79 medium regular coffee cups, and that totaled to $157.21, so on and so forth, right? We recognize that we had a subtotal of a total of $861.36 of sales, right? Here we've also calculated the discount and we've also calculated the sales tax to bring us a grand total of $745.94. So, with all this piece of information that we're given, how am I going to convert all of that into the journal? How am I going to journalize my sales? We have to itemize them, okay?
Calculate the discount.
It's already been done for you,
Oh, yeah, oh, okay. Well, the total amount, I'm not sure.
right?
I was thinking of calculate the tax and discount for
It's already done for you.
That's basically it, okay.
Okay, so all I'm asking you to is what accounts am I going to place all my information in? So all the information I'm giving you to right now, how am I going to convert that into a journal?
I know debit, you're gonna debit cash, because
Oh.
we're gonna receive. money from the
Correct.
sale.
Correct. But do we have a cash account?
Checking.
Right. So our main assumption here is everything that we're going to do, we're going to deposit the cash sales. It says at the bottom, we're going to deposit the cash sales to the bank at the end of the day. So at least we know that our money is going to go to checking. Okay? So checking, good. So it's the first thing that we're going to be debiting.
Do you still itemize though?
100%, yes, you do. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let's stray away from this. Let's actually go to our cost of goods. Let's actually go to our chart of accounts. Okay, so what are my items that I'm dealing with? What is my current transaction I'm recording? What did I do here? Okay, I heard business supplies. No, it's not business supplies. We made sales, correct. So go ahead and go into your chart of accounts and go under the income,
Make income.
revenues and income. Tell me, what do you see here?
It indicates those different types of the coffee and things like that, spices. So that's where, but then again, do you have to get the total amount, the sales, basically 745.94.
We're itemizing, right?
Okay, we're itemizing, okay.
Right?
So, on the credit,
On the credit side.
on the credit side would be the medium coffee, the regular, under the regular coffee would be the medium and large with their corresponding sales.
Okay.
And the coffee with the corresponding sales.
Okay, so tell me how you're going to journalize this.
So it's an itemized. So
We would credit,
go ahead, credit medium coffee.
yeah, we're gonna credit, sales, um, medium, regular coffee,
Mm-hmm.
sales, large, regular coffee,
Good.
and then sales, sup- medium coffee as
Mm-hmm.
well as sales, large, supreme coffee.
That is correct. We're going to animalize our sales, right? So, yes, we're going to do sales, medium, regular coffee. We're also going to do sales, large, regular coffee. We're also going to do sales, medium, supreme coffee. And we're also going to have sales, large, supreme coffee. Good. All right. So out of all of that, we've only managed to have these 4 items here. So what are the account numbers for each one? What was my sales for medium coffee?
Medium regular is 4,300.
4,300.
Large is 4,350.
4,350.
Medium supreme is 4,450.
4,450.
4,500 for the large supreme.
Okay. All right. And we do have these values. So how many sales did I make in total for my medium regular coffee?
157.21.
157.21. What about my large regular coffee?
209.30.
209.30. Okay.
20169,
20169.
29316.
29316. Okay. All right.
Also have to include the tax stuff.
Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead into my chart of accounts. What is sales tax? Do we own sales tax or do we owe sales tax?
Oh,
We owe, so that makes it a liability, right?
yep.
So 27,000. Yes, for sales tax payable.
Oh, there.
Okay, and because it's a liability and we're increasing it, that means sales tax payable is going to be credited. And how much am I going to be crediting my account for? 5685. Right? Okay. So, am I done here, or what else am I forgetting? What else am I missing?
Discount.
The discount. All right, we already have checking. Lynette, it's the first thing that we establish.
The amount was not indicated there.
No, the amount's not indicated. Okay. So yes. So what is sales discount?
Contra account.
It's a contra account, so therefore it needs to be on the debit side because it's reducing the amount of sales that we have. So here, sales discount is going to be a debit. All right. And can someone tell me what account number is sales discount? What was that?
46,000.
46,000 for my sales discount. So 46,000. All right. And how much is my sales discount?
5685.
That's the tax.
No, no, 17227.
172.27. And how much cash am I supposed to be receiving in total? You don't need to calculate, it's right there. I've already done the calculation for you.
745.94.
745.94. Now, let's go ahead and just to ensure that we did this correctly, I'm going to make sure that all my debits match my credits because that's a lot of credits I'm dealing with. So I'm going to go ahead and do it right here just to see if I got an even amount of number. And in this case, my debits match my credits 100%. So I have a total of 918.21 on each side. All right, but I'm going to clear it out because I can't put that in my journal. It has to be a separate calculation that you have to do either on the side of your journal or you do it in your journal but then erase it. The only thing that you're doing is to making sure that you correctly typed in all your numbers incorrectly and that they match. Okay, so in this case, my numbers match. Okay, so here I've completed my transaction. All right, so what am I going to do? What is my description going to be for here? Okay.
total sales,
Okay.
20% discount.
Okay, so I'm going to write grand opening. 20% discount. Discount. What else? I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and give you guys this one. This will be an in-store sale. Good. All right, so now what is the next thing we're going to be doing?
Ledger,
The ledger. Okay, we can do the ledger. All right, so where are we going to start off first?
cash sales to the bank, deposit. Yeah, and the checking,
On the checking.
so deposit,
Did we make a deposit yet?
well, it says cash sales to bank, so that would be a deposit.
But did we physically deposit the cash in the bank yet?
Not yet.
So, what do you have under your cash register? I'm sorry, what do you have under your general journal?
Deposits.
You have your deposits right here.
Oh, there, yeah.
Okay, so how much money did we actually earn in this sales?
745.94.
We got a total of $745.94. Okay, and what is the date that we had the sales on? June 17.
17.
So therefore, we have to deposit the full amount of $745.94. So now that should be pending in our bank account. Okay. So now that is done. We can go ahead and go into our ledger now, because now we've already deposited the money into our checking account. So therefore, I can safely indicate in my checking account that I made this deposit. All right. So here, 17th of June. So what am I gonna place in my item? What's my description going to be?
Sales,
Mm-hmm. Sales. All right. What is my post reference?
resources,
General Journal number 6. Okay. And I'm debiting my account by $745.94. Right? So that should now change my
deposit to bank.
amount to be positive. Right? Good. All right, to a positive $675.86. Right? What's the next account I'm going to go to?
Sales
Sales discounts. Where can I find sales discounts?
under the revenue tab.
Under the revenue tab, you were right. So I'm going to go ahead and bypass all of this until I find my sales discount. So here's my sales discount is right here. So this should be $6.17. And what am I going to make my item to be? What's my description going to be under my sales discount?
Coffee.
Not the coffee.
Could it be 20% discount on grand opening or 20%? Yeah.
Good. Grand opening, 20% discount. Good. I am struggling to type. There you go. 20% discount. And what is my post reference going to be? General Journal number 6. And is it a debit?
Yes.
For good. For $172.27. Making my beginning balance to be $172.27. Okay. What is the next account that I'm going to be looking into? Not sales tax payable. So the next one, let's do it in order. So my next account that I'm going to be looking into is going to be,
And the assets, where you have the, you list down those copies that are sold out.
we're not dealing with inventory just yet. What does my account say?
It sales medium regular coffee.
Yes, that's the next account that we're going to be looking into because that's where we recorded it. We recorded in the sales medium coffee. All right? So here the first one, sales regular coffee. Can I place it in there? Can I place this right here, sales medium regular coffee, in this account that says sales regular coffee?
No.
No.
Go to the particular one.
It has to be the specific one, and on top of that, the account's numbers do not match. So in this case, no. We're going to skip sales regular, sales supreme, sales for ceramic coffee mugs. Here you go. Sales medium regular coffee. So the 17th of June. All right. What are you going to place the item here to be?
Sales?
You could do sales, but we're already in the sales section.
79 cups.
We can type in 79 cups. Yes, we can. 79 cups. Right? Post reference. General Journal 6. And is that a debit or a credit?
Credit.
It's a credit for a total of 157.21, bringing my beginning credit balance to be 157.21. Right? Now we're going to move along down to the next one. So here I'm indicating that my sales for large regular coffee. How many items did I sell? 70 cups. All right. Post reference general journal number 6. And what's my credit amount going to be? 209.30. Bringing my credit balance to be 209.30. All right. We're scrolling down. Here is my sales for medium supreme coffee. So 6/17, so June 17. How many coffee cups did I sell? 81 cups. All right. General journal number 6. Credit for 201.69. For 201.69. Keep scrolling down. Now here's my last sales here for June 17. And how many items did I sell? 84 cups of the Supreme Coffee for large. Post reference is General Journal number 6. And how much is my credit amount for? 293.16, bringing my beginning balance to be 293.16. Right? What's my last account that I need to update? Your sales tax payable under liabilities. So here is all of this. Sales tax should be before utilities. Okay, I can't find it. Sales tax payable right here. Okay, 617. Sales tax. Pretty straightforward. You can, if you'd like to place it in there. You don't have to. General journal number 6. Right. So how much is my credit amount for my sales tax? 56.85. All right. Bringing my credit beginning balance to be 56.85. Right. Now, do we need to go to the subsidiary ledger? Yes? No?
No?
No, because this is an internal transaction. And on top of that, because this is an in-store sale, do we know the name of our customers? No. We don't have a clue because they're just random people that come in and just buy our coffee. So in this case, no, we don't have a specific customer that came in, and we are not dealing with anybody else. Okay? So good. Now, yes.
All this now on the journal,
Mm-hmm.
the code number, the COA for the tax payable.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
4,700?
It shouldn't be 4,700.
27.
2,700. 27,000. right, good. All right. Now, since it is 11:30, there is one more section to complete for this transaction, but I'm debating. I don't know if we can finish it in 15 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is, if you guys don't mind, do you guys don't mind doing it real quick? It's important because, especially because, what kind of inventory are we dealing with? What tracking method did we use for regular and supreme coffee? What was our tracking method that we used for recording our supreme and regular coffee?
Perpetual?
Perpetual. We just made
I
a
don't know.
sale. Okay? We just made a sale. Okay? What do we need to include every time we make a sale for perpetual inventory?
The cost of goods sold.
The cost of goods sold. So if you continue on with the little scenario here, it says that in store use, so here I'll pull it down. In store use, we used a total of 12.5 pounds of regular coffee and we used 14 pounds of supreme coffee. So how do we go ahead and solve for this cost of goods sold? The hint is right there. Where do we need to go?
Inventory worksheet.
We need to go to our inventory worksheet. So here it is, my inventory worksheet, right? Let's go ahead and do one item at a time. So for example, let's do my regular coffee. All right. Now, on June 17, how much regular coffee did I actually use in my store?
12.5 pounds.
Yes, we used 12.5 pounds. Now, remember, the quantity that we made was we bought 125 pounds. So every time we're dealing with this kind of method, we're only dealing with pounds. Okay? All right? Now, what method are we calculating this cost for? For the specifically regular coffee. What are we using?
Moving average.
Moving average. In this case, we only have one item. So, what is going to be my cost per item here? It's going to be for $1.60. Okay. And once I do that, how much did I incur for the cost of goods sold? How much items did I actually sell? $20 worth of coffee. So this is what you can do, because I usually, for a way of moving average, what I do is I actually go ahead and cross this out and just move it along the lines. So in this case, I no longer have 125 items anymore. How much do I have? I sold 12.5. So how much is going to be my total quantity in inventory on hand? 112, 11, 12. Okay, oh, sorry. 112.50. Yes. All right. How much is my cost going to be? Because we're doing average, moving average, we have to recalculate our average all the time, our cost per item. So in this case, what is my total cost going to be? If I started with 200 and I sold $20, how much is going to be remaining in my total cost? So it was 180. Okay, good. And then we're gonna solve for our cost per item, right? Because it's an average now. So it should still be 160. And what I'm gonna do here is, this is what I had before. I'm going to cross it out or fill it in. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it in. So then now I no longer have 125. I have the next item, which is 112.5 pounds left, for costing me a total at 180. All right. And that's how you solve for this particular cost of goods sold. So that means my cost of goods sold is $20, right? For regular coffee. Let's go ahead and solve for Supreme Coffee. How many pounds did I sell or used? I used 14. All right. What's my costing method going to be? For my Supreme Coffee.
First in, first out.
First in, first out. Well, we only have one batch. So here, I'm going to take my 180. Okay. And how much is it going to be to use 14 items, costing me at 180? 25.20. Okay. So what you can do here is, now that you have updated information, you can, instead of pulling it across, we're going to update this. So what is 125? Okay, 125 minus 14. 111. And because I have my formula here, it's going to automatically update it for me to be 199.80, which is exactly what we started off. We started off with $125, right? We originally started with $125. We subtracted 25.20, and that should give us 199.80. All right. So now that we solved for our cost of goods sold, right? We have our values here. Let's go ahead and journalize that. So we're going to journalize our cost of goods sold, all right? I want you to go into your chart of accounts and tell me what is the exact cost of goods sold account and the number.
$50,000.
50,000, but are we doing just the cost of goods sold, or are we being specific?
To be specific, because each one has their own prices.
Exactly. The more specific you are, the better your accounting will be. But of course, that means you're going to be dealing with a lot of different accounts. So in this case, what am I going to be using? For my regular coffee and for my Supreme Coffee, what am I going to be using?
550 and 50, 100.
Okay, so 550. So what did I put? COGS regular coffee. Okay, so going to my journal, I'm going to recognize that I sold, right? Cost of goods sold, regular coffee for 550. And I've also placed in cost of goods sold for Supreme Coffee. And that was 5,100. All right. Now this is where I was talking about going back and forth between the inventory worksheet and your journal. We've already calculated it in the inventory worksheet. So now we're transferring the information over to my journal. So in this case, how much of my regular coffee did I actually sell or sold? Regular coffee. $20. Okay, so I'm going to place that in my journal for $20. Okay, how much Supreme Coffee did I actually sell? 25.20. Okay, so back to my journal. Oh, that's the wrong one. Back to my journal for 25.20. Okay. And then lastly, where am I taking this cost of goods sold from? Where am I taking it out of? Okay, and what inventory is that? You had it right. What was the inventory? What was my inventory?
So you have to put again, separate the inventory of both, separate the regular and the supreme.
Mm-hmm. And Supreme Coffee, right? Because we're taking it out of inventory, right? Because we're dealing with perpetual inventory. Every time you sell an item, you're going to update your inventory. So in this case, it's going to be for the same amounts because we're taking away $20 worth of inventory. So my inventory items, right? What is my account number for regular coffee? What was that? 12012.
No, and then the supreme is 12040. 12020, 12040.
There you go. Okay. All right. So because we're updating our inventory, okay. So now it's going to be for the same amount. I'm subtracting $20 worth of my regular coffee and I'm subtracting $25.20 of my supreme coffee. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a little referencing here in store use. Okay. Meaning I used up this coffee in order to produce the coffee cups that I've sold, right? So now that we've done here, what is going to be the next thing that we're going to be doing?
We're gonna post to the ledger.
We're going to post it to the ledger, okay? So first thing I see here on my journal is I'm dealing with the cost of goods sold. Right? So you do have a cost of goods sold tab right here. I separated the expenses from the operating expenses so you can find it easier. Okay? So here are my cost of goods sold. All right. And I'm going to go straight into the second one, which is cost of goods sold for regular coffee. Okay. Here, am I going to indicate anything?
The pounds that we have sold, that we disposed, 12.5 pounds.
Yeah, so I'm going to say used how many pounds?
12.5.
12.5 pounds. General journal number 6. And how much did I actually use up? Good. Bringing my beginning balance to be 20. Oh, too far down. Okay. So then I'm going to also update my cost of goods sold for my Supreme coffee. I used 14 pounds. Okay. General journal number 6, right? And how much did I actually use? 25.20, bringing my balance to be 25.20. Okay. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to update my assets, my inventory items. So assets, inventory, okay, petty cash, business supplies. Here you go, office supplies, inventory. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to recognize that I have my regular coffee, my journal, my description. What do you want to place here?
Again, the same thing, regular, the pounds, use how many pounds?
We used 12.5 pounds. Okay, good. General journal number 6. All right. Now I'm going to be crediting my amount by how much? $20. So therefore, by plugging in my formula, I should drop down from 200 to 180. And you know where you can find to match this number? Your inventory worksheet should also, your inventory worksheet should also tell you that in your regular coffee, you currently have on hand 180 pounds. Or I'm sorry, 180 total cost. It's 180. Okay. So that's your point of reference to keep yourself organized, but also to make sure that you did the accounting correctly and you calculated the cost and you're taking it out correctly. Right? Same thing, we're going to update our Supreme coffee now. So 6, 7. All right. How many pounds did we use? We used 14 pounds. All right. General journal number 6. Okay. And how much did I use? We used a total of $25.20, which if we pull down our formula, we should have $199.80, which if we look in our inventory worksheet for Supreme Coffee, that is exactly how much we have on hand. Okay. All right. And that is it. We don't need to deal with our subsidiary ledger because we did it. This is an internal inventory adjustment. So, with that being said, we will continue on Monday with the 18th of June. So we got to finish 2 whole entire days. All right? We got to look at how to utilize the inventory worksheet, especially how to calculate when we actually sell our things. And we also looked at how we got to go from journal to ledger to subsidiary ledger. All right. So, without any other questions, okay, you guys are free to go. All right. Oh, actually, wait. One more announcement. Don't forget, you have a journal due this weekend. Okay, so journal number 8